This is Next Level Conversations. My name is Thiong'o. Today we are here to talk about a very timely topic, a topic of the moment, and this is the effects of flooding in the real estate sector. I'm sure you are all aware what has happened in the last 1 or 2 months in Kenya, where we received excessive rains leading to flooding in many suburbs and many neighborhoods. And this has led us to ask ourselves the question, what is the effect of flooding, the erratic weather patterns on the real estate? And today we want to reflect on that, and we want to give you a few tips on what you can do to ensure that your investment is weather-proof, your investment is flooding-proof. And so welcome to the dynamic world of Nairobi real estate and its environs. Let us address the elephant in the room, and that is flooding. And as you know, Nairobi, like many other urban centers, allowed the globe grapple and has grappled with the effects of climate change, including the increased rainfall and the erratic weather patterns. The last few weeks, the last few months have made us go through that, and a lot of people know so well the effect that we've had to deal with. And as the real estate market in Kenya, we continue to grow. We are having an upward trajectory in terms of growth. And therefore, anything that becomes a risk to this industry, we need to find ways of going around it to ensure that we secure our investments. The growth of this industry has been seen a lot in the residential properties, in the apartments, in the investment in land, which has marked the growth of this industry. And what was once a promising avenue for investment has turned into a source of anguish sometimes when we have encountered the effects of this climate change. And for many Kenyans, they have had to grapple with this. And some of them have had to lose their investments, or they have had to shift from their investments during the times of erratic weather, like the flooding that we had. And these heart-wrenching stories continue to emerge, where homeowners have had to grapple with the real situation on the ground, as they say. The city experiences periodic flooding mainly due to poor drainage. That is one of the biggest factors that cause the periodic flooding in most areas, even in our cities. The poor drainage systems. Unfortunately, a lot of areas are yet to get proper drainage systems. Then there's also the issue of encroachment on the riparian land. You'll find a lot of places where there's real estate, there's also a riparian area, the lowest point where water goes when it flows. And you'll find that in a lot of neighborhoods, those riparian areas have not been secured. The reserves have not been set aside in terms of a land reserve, usually 10 to 20 or to 30 meters, where water can be able to flow in the times of heavy rains. And all these coupled with unpredictable weather patterns that are now coming as a characteristic of climate change, all these put together have made the real estate environment very dynamic. We are having to deal with our own FUCA, very volatile, ambiguous, times that are very uncertain. And how do we deal with that? How, as we buy properties, as we buy land, as we buy homes, as we build homes, what then must we have in mind when we are doing all that? So let's delve into this watery world, watery situation, and explore how to navigate the real estate scene amidst unpredictable weather patterns and flooding. The first thing that you as an investor have to consider is understanding the terrain. Understanding the terrain. The geography of the area where you're investing is very important. we know that Kenya, Nairobi, and environs is very diverse. The terrain keeps changing. With low-lying areas prone to flooding during the heavy rains. So as an investor, you always have to make sure that you have understood the terrain of the area where you buy your property. How does that terrain get affected by, let's say, flooding when it rains heavily? You need to, in your mind, you need to put that at the back of your mind as you buy. How would this place behave when we have excessive flooding? How would this place behave when we have a drought? You know, and any other scenarios that come with climate. So, and once you understand the terrain, then you are able to know the best place to buy your property, to buy your plot. Generally speaking, the best properties are the ones that are sloping just slightly, not very steeply, but again not completely flat. If you just get land that is just gently sloping, that is very good, because it means that water is able to flow, again not flowing too much its speed, as would happen in a very steep area, just flowing at the right speed. But again not completely flat, because then that means that that water would lead to flooding very easily. So it's always good to work with your surveyor, ask your surveyor, ask the experts in terms of the terrain. But factor number 2 to consider is the role of infrastructure. Infrastructure is key for real estate. And the infrastructure that is available or proposed in the area where you're buying a property is very important. So always go and observe the infrastructure that is on the ground. And even if it's not there, it's not all lost. Get to know from government, from people who know what infrastructure is planned for the area. And the infrastructure here includes roads, includes drainage. You can have roads that don't have good drainage, meaning even there they can flood. But it's very important that you consider the issue of drainage, whether just the natural gradient or the drainage along the roads, whether the main roads or the internal roads within the estate that you are buying. Because the quality of the road, the quality of the drainage systems, the sewer infrastructure are all important. Sewer is also very important. If an area doesn't have established sewer system, then it means you can do the soak pits, the septic, or the biodigesters. But it's also good to know if there are plans for a sewer line in the long run. Because when it floods, those are some of the infrastructural elements that becomes very, very crucial. Yes, so point number 3 is consider the property design and resilience. The property design and resilience. When considering properties, whether the land, but more importantly, building a home or even buying a home, it's important to consider the properties. Prioritize those designed with flood resilience in mind, because how the design of the project is done can tell you whether the architects and the designers had flood resilience in mind. Features such as raised foundation, proper drainage system for the home itself, for the property itself, and flood resistance materials can minimize damage and ensure safety during floods. So consult with the architects and the engineers, the structural engineers, and the other engineers familiar with the local conditions to assess a property's resilience. So whether you are the one designing for your own home or building a already made or built property, always have the design resilience in mind, and consider that it is properly taken care of. But point number 4 is insurance. Insurance matters. Have you ever thought that you can insure your property against the adverse effects of weather or floods, for instance? So flood insurance is often overlooked, but can be a lifesaver in times of crisis. Investigate whether the property is eligible for flood insurance and understand the coverage limits and premiums. While insurance may add to the overall cost, It provides peace of mind knowing that the investment is protected against unforeseen effects and circumstances. But point number 5 is very important. It's about community preparedness. Community preparedness. In Nairobi and finance, for example, community cooperation is key to addressing flood challenges. So wherever you go, wherever you build, wherever you're looking for the property, eventually it is important to join the neighborhood association. All community groups focus on flood preparedness and mitigation, because rainwater or floods do not have boundaries. They don't know boundaries. They don't know offense. So rainwater and floods generally will just flow depending on the topography of the land and the area. So you cannot fight or address it as an individual. You have to join hands with the people, your neighbors, your immediate neighbors, the neighbors in the wider neighborhood, so that you can be able to put the mitigation measures together, including the drainage systems. So it's always good to have that in mind. Point number 6 is diversification of investment. For some of you, you are at a point where you've already bought your first property, and what you're looking at is diversifying your portfolio. Consider diversifying your real estate portfolio to spread the risk. Okay? Usiseme you can only live in one area. Diversify your real estate portfolio. Investing in properties across different areas with various flood risks can help mitigate the impact of localized flooding. Explore opportunities in up-and-coming neighborhoods with robust infrastructure and lower flood susceptibility. That's very important. So if you already bought properties in a particular areas that you now know are prone to flooding, consider investing in other areas. But this time, be wiser, be better in your choice and in your decision making. But point number 7 is what I call adaptation and innovation. Adaptation and innovation. As climate change continues to influence weather patterns, adaptation and innovation are crucial. Indeed, they are hallmark of climate change action. Look for properties equipped with green technologies, okay, such as rainwater harvesting systems and permeable pavements that can help manage excess water during the heavy rains. Embrace sustainable practices, okay, not only to enhance property value, but also to contribute to environmental stewardship. So there are many technologies today, whether in terms of building materials, whether in terms of what you can do within your area to make sure that you mitigate flooding and adverse effects of the environment. So look at all those. Consider the materials that you are using. Consider what you do in terms of the layout of your plot, in terms of the layout of your area, how you heap soil, where you heap soil, which areas need to be lower in terms of even when you do your landscaping, so that you don't have certain areas that are crucial that would actually flood and make your living conditions unbearable. But finally, number 8 is due diligence and professional guidance. As I've always said, that due diligence is very important when you are making a decision to buy any property, any plot. So never underestimate the importance of due diligence and seeking professional guidance. Engage with real estate agents, lawyers, surveyors who possess local expertise and who can provide valuable insights into flood risk assessment, property regulations, and legal consideration. So all these things are important. Do not be caught unawares. Do not be caught unprepared. Consider these factors in making your decision for a purchase or of a home or of a plot. And you will most likely make the right decision when you put all these 8 factors into consideration. Here at Next Level Properties, we are proud to have one of our departments, which is the design and build, and we help our clients go through the journey of designing and building their homes. And we have today our in-house architect, the one and only menace, Mwangangi, a very experienced architect who runs his own firm, but we have him on our panel to advise us in all our clients on property matters, especially design and resilient designing of our properties for our clients. And so today, allow me to welcome Menace. He will talk to us through the technical aspects of designing homes and buildings that are prone to flooding. So I welcome you, Menace. Take it up from there. Thank you.